How do we rewire our relationship with money? You bring up the word money, most of us kind of go blank-faced. We want to reach for a stress ball. You can just sense that it's uncomfortable to talk about it because we're almost reminded of all the bills stacking up and all of our expenses. And we spent too much on TikTok shop this week. And, the reality hits and we kind of don't want to talk about it, don't bring it up. How do we get out of that stressful wiring? And you talked about it even there with your background. Like, I grew up in a family where we didn't have the healthiest relationship with money because we never had enough, or we always had just enough and that was good enough. Like, how do we rewire our relationship with money? Because most of us have a stressful relationship with money.
Have more financial literacy. I think we should have a class called Adulting in your senior year of high school that says, my kid can do derivatives, but I just figured out he doesn't understand the interest rate on his credit card. So young people need a certain level of financial literacy. Also, I encourage them to talk about money with their friends. It's especially hard for men. Men are disproportionately evaluated based on their economic vitality. So for a guy to say, hey, I lost a shit ton of money in the market, that connotes weakness. They're worried that they're less attractive. There's actually something very British that you might relate to, and that is British people, you're supposed to be accidentally rich. No, it's work. You got to think about it. You got to talk about it. So I encourage people to talk to their friends. And if you're comfortable, this is how much money I'm making. This is how much I'm saving. This is, taxation is really important. Well, what if I moved to Florida? How much money would I save? What if I buy a house now? I heard there's something called 1031 exchange where I can roll into my next property tax-free. Talk about money. Get really good at it. Roger Federer, do you think he never talks about tennis? Talks about it all the goddamn time. Do you want to be great at money? Most people say, yeah, I want to be great at money. Is anybody great at anything? If I wanted to be an amazing evolutionary anthropologist, would I never talk about it? Would I never bring it up in conversation? Would I never want to talk to other people about evolutionary anthropology? If you want to be good at money, put down the facade and start talking to people about their investments, how much money they make, what they do with their money, how they save money, what they do to try and limit their spending.